Good morning children and welcome to today's session of journal entries, that is chapter 9. We will be discussing some special journal entries today. In that context we have taken up some brief examples, so let us continue with that. So the first journal entry today will be for bad debts. You can see the bad debts. The text is already written. I will just read up the text. When the goods are sold on credit and the amount becomes irrecoverable, when we are selling the goods to a customer and he said that he will be making a payment after 2 months, it is called goods sold on credit. And after 2 months, if still he is unable to make the payments due to his insolvency means he is not having any money, he has become bankrupt, or any other reason, then the amount which is not recoverable, which cannot be recovered at all, will be considered as bad debt. Any amount which is irrecoverable from any customer due to the credit sales will be considered as bad debt. Okay, for example, Ravi, a customer, had to pay 10,000 rupees. Let me have a glance if you could see easily. Ravi, a customer, had to pay 10,000. He was a customer and he was supposed to pay 10,000 rupees to us, and he became insolvent. Now only 30 paisa in a rupee is received from his estate or his property. Okay, if 30 paisa in a rupee is recovered, then what shall be the journal that we are going to make? Whatever cash is being received, whatever cash is being recovered, we will write in cash account. Cash account debited 3,000. How I have calculated this 3,000? 30 paisa in a rupee. It means 30%. 30% of entire debt, which was 10,000, becomes 3,000. Now the money which cannot be recovered, 70 paisa cannot be recovered. So that's why 70%, that is 7,000. We will be writing in the bad debt, which is a nominal account. Debit all the losses and expenses is the rule. Bad debt is a loss for the firm, so it has to be debited. Cash account debited, whatever money is received, and bad debts account will be debited, whatever money is not received. To Ravi, Ravi is the creditor of this 10,000 rupees, so we are putting up the entry like this. Cash account debited, bad debts account debited to Ravi. Okay, moving on to the reverse of bad debts. The reverse of bad debt will be bad debt recovered. Bad debt recovered. If earlier somebody was considered as insolvent and he was not able to make payments, and now he is in the condition to make the payments, then we can receive the amount from him as a bad debt recovered. So the entry for the recovery of the bad debts can be cash account debited. It can also be bank, in case if you are getting the money through bank. Cash account debited to bad debts recovered. Bad debt was a loss and bad debt recovered is a gain. So it is also a nominal account. Credit all the profits and gains. Cash account debited to bad debts recovered. Whatever money is recovered out of a bad debt, we will put the amount over here in the cash received, and bad debts recovered will be credited as a gain for the firm. So these are the two concepts, bad debts and bad debts recovered. Moving on to the next one, that is outstanding expenses. The expenses which are yet to be paid. For this year, for example, we had to pay a salary to an employee for 12 months at the rate of 1,000 per month. And in this year we had paid only a salary of 11 months. Now still 1 month salary is outstanding. In case if the money was supposed to be paid by us, by the firm, in this particular year, and still it is to be paid, then the amount is considered as outstanding expense. Then in this condition, if 1 month salary is yet to be paid, the journal entry shall be, we will debit the salary account. In case whatever is the expense, that has to be debited. If it could have been rent, then we could have rent account debited. Whatever is the expense, we will debit the expense, and its outstanding will be credited. It's a representative personal account. Then salary account debited 1,000, and to outstanding salary, that is 1,000. In this condition, the actual expense will be debited. It's a nominal account, debit all the losses and expenses, and outstanding salary can be considered in both the ways. It can be a liability, liabilities are to be credited, or we can say it is a representative personal account which has to be credited to the personal account of the employee. So it can also be credited in that way. The journal will be salary account debited to salary outstanding. In case if it could be any other expense, then we will debit the expense and outstanding will be credited with the amount whichever is to be paid yet. Moving on to the reverse of of outstanding. The reverse of outstanding is prepaid expense. Prepaid expense means any expense which you have paid in advance. So let us consider an example. The expense which is paid in advance. For example, rent has been paid in this year for 14 months. In this year we paid the rent for more months. 12 months are there, we paid for 2 more months. So if the rent was to be paid at 1,000 per month, we had paid the rent for 14,000 instead of 12,000. The journal will be prepaid rent account debited 2,000 to rent account. This time the expense has to be credited because it is already paid in advance. We have to reduce the expense. And prepaid rent is an asset for us. It can be also considered as other way. If we consider it as a representative personal account, then naturally it has to be debited in the account of the person who has received it in advance. So it can be prepaid rent account debited for 2,000 and to rent account 2,000. Rent has to be credited because it is not the expense this time. The expense has to be reduced. So we'll do it in the reverse condition. And prepaid rent is an asset for us. It has to be debited. So this is how the prepaid expense can be journalized. So all these 4 elements are very important to understand. I hope that you understood. We'll see you in the next session.